Hey there everybody and welcome. Today I'm going to present a full two-player tutorial and playthrough of Luthier using a program I wrote to play the game. For those of you not familiar with my channel, I always use programs I write to teach and play games in my videos. This helps ensure I don't make any mistakes as I play the game. Keep in mind, I write these programs for my own personal enjoyment, use them to teach and play games on my own, so please don't ask for a copy of this program because I never make them publicly available unless the publisher enters into a prior agreement with me. If you like what you see, please check out some of my other 60 plus board game videos that I've made. So I'm going to be teaching the general rules of Luthier as I play the game. In the game, players are fine crafters of musical instruments trying to placate patrons as we craft instruments that they desire, sponsor performances in the style of music they prefer, and conduct repairs on specific instrument types. This is a worker placement game with a degree of blind bidding. So that's going to make it slightly difficult for me to play independently as two different players, but I'm going to try and compartmentalize each player's needs and make choices that are independent of the other player. At least I'll do my best. Now, having said that, don't expect the smartest play here. It's hard enough focusing on one player's needs, let alone to make choices under the spotlight of a YouTube video for multiple players. Also, this is going to be a long video, so I am going to timestamp the highlights in the show notes. As I mentioned, I'm going to be playing a two-player game. I'll be playing blue, Larry, and my opponent, Alex, will be playing with the red color. When you play this game with two, you have the option of adding a third AI player. Now, I haven't programmed that AI yet, so this is going to be just a standard two-player venture. As a result, the game board is going to start off fairly open, but it will tighten up as the game progresses. So let's get underway. Before we start the game, we're each dealt two families, two patrons, two instruments, and 4 personal goal cards. So for my two families, I received Henry Steinweg. Now, you can see the resources that I start with using this particular family in the center of that oval. There are 3 standard resources in the game. There's animal products used to make strings and bows and things of that nature. That's represented by the cube that is hollow or white. Then there's wood that's used to create the body of the instruments, and that's denoted by the striped cube, as you can see. With this particular family, Steinweg, I start with 2 wood. Finally, there's metal to create the metallic parts of instruments, and that is a very rare and expensive resource. That's represented by the solid colored in cube, and you can see I start with 1 metal with Henry Steinweg. Also, there's money represented by the lira icon, and I'm just going to, being a savage American, I'm just going to use dollars. So you can see I start with $4 with this family. And lastly, there's inspiration that sort of looks like an exclamation point. I start with 2 inspiration with Steinweg's. Inspiration's used to buy resources in the market. It can be used to stand in for missing resources if you're repairing an instrument at a rate of 2 to 1. And it comes in handy when you're trying to pay for a card in the display that might cost, say, $4 or $8 or even $10. And in that case, again, you can substitute inspiration on a one-to-one basis if you're short of cash. So Steinweg starts me with 2 wood, 1 metal, $4, and 2 inspiration. And every family gives you a special ability, at least a starting ability. And Steinweg lets me draw 3 performance cards, and I may complete one with a skill of 5. Now, that doesn't really mean anything yet, but it will soon as we start the game. Now there's also this other family, Sebastian Erard, and I apologize if I'm totally messing up the pronunciation of these names. That family provides me with one of each resource. $0 or no money at all to start with, 2 inspiration, and they let me start my game with my number 2 worker. Everybody starts the game with their numbers 5, 3, and 1 workers. They normally get their number 2 worker at the start of round 3, and they get their number 4 worker at the start of round 5. If I go with this family and I start the game with my number 2 worker, I'll definitely have that extra action advantage over my opponent, at least for 2 rounds, until he or she in this case, gets her number 2 worker at the start of round 3. So getting my number 2 worker right off the bat, that sounds hard to pass up because it does give me that advantage. So, Oh, and I should indicate that your number 5 worker is your most skilled worker, while your number 1 is your least skilled worker. And the skill of a worker can have a direct impact on the success of an action that you're performing, and it can also give you bonuses when you're performing if the skill is high enough. I am going to go with the second family, Erard. Resources, so this is animal, this is wood, this is metal, 2 inspiration, but no money. Money is in the green box, inspiration in the red box, and then animal yellow, wood is brown, and metal is this goldish color. And as you can see down here, I'm starting with my 1, my 2, my 3, and my 5 workers. Let's check out the 2 patrons. So we have Beck, a noble, as indicated by the kind of lion icon in the top left corner. She has 3 requirements. Her primary requirement, is indicated on the top, right under the lion icon, is that she wants me to craft a percussion instrument. So every patron is going to have a primary requirement that requires you to complete or finish or make some sort of instrument, be it a percussion or a woodwind or a string instrument. And then every patron may have 1 or 2 secondary requirements. Now, secondary requirements are different from the primary requirement. The primary requirement always means you have to make that kind of instrument. But in the secondary requirements, or in this case, Beck has 2 secondary requirements, either that I craft a string instrument, or I repair a string instrument, or I perform in her preferred musical style. Her preferred musical style is the Romantic period of music, as indicated by the heart icon in the top right corner. There are 3 periods of music represented in this game. There's Baroque, which is from the 17th century or so. There is Classical, which you might say is the early or middle 18th century. And then there is the Romantic period, which is sort of like into the 19th century. So secondary requirements are also always a choice of 3 things. You either make the instrument shown, or you repair the instrument shown, or you perform in the style of music that the patron prefers, and in this case, Beck prefers Romantic music. My second patron is Joseph Haydn. He is a composer, as denoted by the quill in the top left corner. There are 3 types of patrons. There are nobles, there are composers, and there are performers, which is represented by a music stand. There are also royal patrons in the game, but they will show up a little bit later. You perform a special action in order to get your hands on a royal patron. Haydn is from the classical period of music, represented by the blue pillar there in the top right corner. He has a primary requirement that says I have to craft a string instrument, and his secondary requirement is that I either craft a string instrument, I repair one, or I perform in the classical style of music. He only has 2 requirements as opposed to Beck. My tendency might be to go with Haydn. Now let's see what starting instruments I begin with, because with Haydn I'm looking for a string instrument. So I start with either a harp, which of course is a string instrument, and it's also a rare instrument denoted by the gem icon in the top right corner. There's only 1 harp card in the game, for example. Every instrument has a roughing in cost, as denoted in the bottom right corner. In this case, it's 5 wood to make the harp, the body of the harp. And then to finish the harp, I need 4 animal to make all the strings, and 1 metal to make the frame. So there's always a roughing in step, and then there's a finishing step. If and when I complete the harp, I would score 8 points. My other instrument it's another rare instrument, which is very highly unusual to start the game with 2 rare instruments. This one is a woodwind, a musette de cour, sort of like a mini bagpipe. Costs 4 animal and 2 wood to rough it in, and costs 3 animal, 2 wood, and 1 metal to finish it, and scores 9 points if and when I do finish it. Well, I am going to start the game with Joseph Haydn and the harp. When you click a patron and to start with, you're required to pick a slot on your player board to put it in, because there are 3 slots and each one provides a different bonus. This first one provides, I just selected the first one accidentally. The first one provides you with $4. As you can see, I gained $4. I had 0 there to start with. The second one provides a resource of your choice, be it 1 wood or 1 animal or 1 metal. And the third slot would provide me with a free apprentice. Now, every player starts the game with 3 apprentices that are sort of waiting in the market, waiting for you to hire them, either because they're a patron bonus or because you're actually spending $4 in the market to hire an apprentice. An apprentice allows you to increase the skill of a worker. So apprentices are temporary. Once you use them for an action, then they go back to the market, and you have to hire them again if you want to use them in the following round. Okay, so I'm starting with Haydn, and I'm also starting with the harp. We'll go with the harp, and I can add the harp directly into my roughing bench. You can always add cards from your hand into your roughing bench at the start of a new round, and effectively this will soon be at the start of round 1, so it's asking me now if I want to add it to my roughing bench, and of course I do. Normally you'd want to. And then I have 4 goal cards here. I need to choose 2 of these 4 goals, which won't score until the end of the game, and these are just kept secret for the entirety of the game. I can score for noble patrons that I've completed, and I could score for the number of Baroque performance tokens you have in the orchestra. We have score the number of performer patrons you've completed, and lastly, score for the number of wind repair tokens you have in the orchestra. Let me go with Baroque performance tokens, and I'll go with woodwind repair tokens. Okay. That brings up Alex now, starting with her 1, 3, and 5 workers. She has Niccolo Amati, starting her with 0 resources, $20, and an advance of 1 step on the reputation track, represented by the star. The reputation track is up here. Every time you advance to a new step of any of the 3 tracks, be it the reputation track or the performance track, shown here, or the craft track, shown on the right, anytime you advance to a new step, you get some sort of a bonus. So with Amati, advancing 1 step on the reputation track would get me a free apprentice, represented by this cap icon. He allows you to go to the market just before the game starts and spend the $20 that he gave you to buy whatever resources you might want to start the game with. That's attractive because that means instead of getting some set of resources that I may or may not find useful, this way I can actually buy the resources I specifically need for the kind of instrument that I need to create from the beginning of the game. So he's a good family member to start with. And then the other family is John Broadwood, starts you with one of each resource, $5, an advance on the performance track. Now that icon can be hard to see, but it's sort of a stage curtain icon if you just not look at the yellow, but look at the colored background. Anyway, the one advance on the performance track down here would give me the ability to re-roll one die whenever I'm doing a performance or sponsoring a performance. His special ability is to double the patron placement bonus gained from your starting patron, meaning that instead of gaining $4, I'd gain $8. Instead of gaining one resource of my choice, I'd get 2. And instead of starting with one apprentice, I'd start with 2 apprentices. Now, as attractive as that is, I think I would want to start with a Mahdi and go to market and get whatever resources I'd like to start the game with. Before I choose him, though, let me see what my patrons and my instrument choices are. So I've got, and Paganini, a very famous violinist, classical period music, that's denoted by the pillar, only has one requirement: make him a nice string instrument. And he's a performer, as indicated by the music stand icon in the upper left corner. And then we have Tchaikovsky, Peter Tchaikovsky, or Pyotr Tchaikovsky. Again, my Russian is horrific. He's a composer from the Romantic period of music, the heart icon. He wants me to craft a woodwind and to repair or craft a string instrument or perform in his Romantic style of music. So we're looking for woodwinds or string instruments. So we've got a woodwind, a natural horn, costs 3 metal to rough it in and 2 metal to finish it. It's an all-metal instrument. And the fortepiano, a percussion instrument that also requires a lot of that requires a lot of resources, scores 9 points if you complete it. But I'm looking for a woodwind, so I think I'm going to go with the horn. No, he wants a string. So I'm going to go with Tchaikovsky, who wants a woodwind, and I'm going to go with the horn. So let me select Tchaikovsky, and well, I need a lot. If I'm going to go with that horn, I need metal, so I'm going to put Tchaikovsky in the middle slot, where I get to select a resource of my choice, and I'm going to take a metal. Then I'll select the horn, put it in my roughing bench. And then lastly, I'm going to select a Mahdi, so I can buy some metal at the start of the game here. So let me select him. He's going to send me to the market. And now I am going, well, let's see. So patrons at the start of round 1, or at the start of any round where their cube, their patient's cube, is on the far left, and you can see his cube starting on the far left with a value of 1. In the first round, he's going to gift me 1 medal, actually, as it turns out. And if I continue to hold him and haven't pleased him with any of my by fulfilling any of his requirements, then in the round after that, he's going to give me a free apprentice. But if I test his patience and make him go into the 3rd round, if you will, he's going to leave me, and he's going to dock me 3 points for each requirement that I haven't yet fulfilled. But he's going to give me 1 medal, so that means I'm going to have 2 medal as of the start of round 1, and I know I need 5 medal for the horn, so I'm going to buy, well, certainly 3 medal, and I can buy as much as 4 metal at a rate of $5. And so this is the starting market card. You always start the game with this. It starts prices of resources that you could buy or sell at that rate when you go to the market. And it's sort of in the middle of the range. So animal, in this case, you can buy and sell it for two. Well, you could buy or sell it. You can't actually go to the market and buy and sell the same resource. You either have to buy it or you sell it. So you could either buy or sell animal at a rate of $2 per piece. Now the range of animal on any particular market card is going to vary from $1 to $3. Wood, I start the game with at a price of $3, ranges from 2 to 4, and metal at a price of 5, ranging between 4 and 6. So with my $20, I can buy up to 4 pieces of metal. But I only really need 3, but metal is valuable to have on hand because you can sell it for cash in a pinch. So I think I'm going to go ahead and buy all 4 metal, which is going to use all my money. If I buy 3 pieces of metal, I could afford to hire an apprentice. So apprentices are $4 each. Well, $4 and or inspiration. Again, I can also use inspiration to buy the metal, but I don't have any inspiration right now. Yeah, I'm going to just go ahead and buy 4 metal, and we'll see how this plays out. So now I have 5 metal, soon to have 6 at the start of the round. Now I've got to choose 2 of these gold cards, and this is Alex now playing. Score for the number of wind instruments you finished. Score for the number of string instruments you finished. Score for the number of instruments you finished in different instrument families. So, for example, a horn, a string, and possibly a percussion. And we've got score for the number of completed patrons from different eras or styles of music. I think I am going to choose... I'll choose woodwinds, and I'll choose patrons from different eras. Okay. And now you can see that the patience cubes have advanced to the second space, and Tchaikovsky just granted me 1 medal. And if I take a look at my player board, you can see that I got 1 wood from Haydn. So now I have 2 wood, which is useful because that's what I need for my harp. Alex is going to start the game. She's going to be the starting player. Now that was denoted not randomly, but by the number at the top of the family that we chose. So I chose Erard, which has a number 7 at the top of it, if you can see in that large display right under his name and his dates of birth and death, while Alex, who started with Niccolò Amati, has a number 2, so that's why she's going first in turn order, and I'm going second. Up here is our turn order track, so you can see that Alex in red goes first, and I'm going second. Now we're in the planning phase, and during the planning phase, players take turns choosing a worker, possibly accompany it with 1 or more apprentices, and then send it to a location, either on the game board or on their player board. So there are 5 locations to choose from on the game board. There's the Salon, where you would go to find a new patron. And there is the Guild, where you would go to get a new plan for an instrument that you might want to create. The performance hall, where you go if you want to actually perform with an instrument or sponsor performance, whichever way you want to think about it. And there is I like to call it the repair work table, where you could go to conduct a repair of an instrument. And then lastly, there's the balcony up here, where you would go to score one of these public achievements or public goals that we start the game with. Score for the number of repair tokens of different types in the orchestra, be it string repairs or woodwind repairs or percussion repairs. We have score for the number of performance tokens in the orchestra, so how many times have you performed? And score for the number of instrument tokens from the Romantic era of the orchestra, or the Romantic section. So, somewhat unthematically, the orchestra pit in this game is divided into three sections. The Baroque section on the left, so all these instrument chairs are from the Baroque period, if you will. The one in the corner of the violin here actually covers both the Baroque period as well as the classical period, which is from the middle section of the orchestra. And then again in the corner of the classical section is another violin chair. Also spans the classical and Romantic periods. So the Romantic is this right section of the orchestra. When you're playing a two-player game without an AI player, then you draw an orchestra setup card. You fill the orchestra with instrument tokens, as represented by the little violins, and repair tokens, as is indicated by the mallets, and performance token, as indicated by the musical notes. And you cover the orchestra pit with those tokens, as if to simulate another player playing the game, and making it somewhat more difficult to get a first chair in the orchestra pit. Where you see an instrument token, that means that particular instrument is locked. You cannot steal first chair from a player who has an instrument token in a chair. But you can steal first chair from another player, or in this case a dummy player, that puts either a repair token or a performance token in a chair. But the only way to steal it is by having either your own instrument token in that chair, or having a majority of repair and or performance tokens that exceeds the number of tokens held by the current first chair holder. In this particular seat, the bassoon, I would have to have either an instrument token to steal first chair, or I would have to have two repair and or performance tokens to steal the chair. Again, a majority will take it. But even if I put in let's say two repair and or performance tokens, the chair could still be stolen by me or another player by just putting an instrument token there, because instrument tokens always take priority. We'll see that more often, more so when as I play the game. The public awards are also filled with the tokens, so you can see that the highest level of this public goal is blocked off. The middle level here is blocked off, and the lower level is blocked off. I was describing the various locations. So there are those 5 locations on the main board: the Salon, the Guild, the Performance Hall, the Repair Table, and the Balcony. And then every player has 2 locations on their player board, or their workbench, if you will. A roughing bench location, where you go to rough in instruments, and a finishing location, where you go to finish instruments. So once you rough in an instrument, it's going to move from the left side of your player board to the right side. That's plenty of preamble. Let's actually get started here, and we're going to be taking turns placing workers in locations that we want to scope out. Now, when we place a worker chip, we're actually placing it face down, so it's hidden, because once we evaluate or resolve a location, we're going to resolve all the chips that are there and resolve them in order of high skill to low skill. And the highest skill will go first. In the case of 2 chips that are tied, so in that case, earlier placement goes first. In each of these 4 locations, the Salon, the Guild, Performance Hall, and Repair Hall, or Repair Table, there is always at least 1 or 2 Tier 1 cards. Those are free to take. There's a Tier 2 card, which costs $4 and or inspiration to take. And there is a Tier 3 card, which costs $8 and or inspiration to take. And then finally, you can take a card right from the deck, a card of your choice to a certain extent, by spending $10 and or inspiration and losing one of your apprentices from the game. In this case, because we're playing a two-player game, there's only 3 cards on display in the Salon, one of each tier, a tier 1, a tier 2, a tier 3. There are 3 cards in the guild, an instrument card, a tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. There are 2 cards in the performance hall, a tier 1 and a tier 2, and 2 cards in the repair table, tier 1 and tier 2. Let's get going here. Alex takes the first turn. She's placing first. Now, Tchaikovsky, you'll recall, wants a wind instrument. We've got a wind instrument on our roughing bench that we want to rough in, the horn. She wants looking for a string instrument to craft or to repair a string instrument or to perform in the romantic style of music. So if I look in the performance hall, well, the tier 1 card is classical, but the tier 2 card, which costs $4, is in the romantic style. So that's a card I have my eye on, at least Alex does. And in the repair table, we're looking for possibly a repair of a stringed instrument. There is a stringed instrument in tier 1, and there's a woodwind here in tier 2. I show chips by placing a box of the color of the player's color above the chip location. So earlier placements will be at the top of that column, and lower placements will be at the bottom. I've switched over to my player board because now it's my turn to choose a location, a worker and a location to put it in. But you might question, well, why am I seeing Alex's chip on my player board? Because that would normally go on her player board, and it is on her player board. I only do that for my convenience so that I could see to what extent any player has placed chips on their roughing bench or their finishing bench. But if and when you ever resolve your roughing bench or your finishing bench, you're only resolving your chips, not the opponent's chips. So that's only a programming convenience for my sake, so I can see that, well, we know that Alex has put a chip on her roughing bench. All right, so it's Blue's turn, my turn to place a worker now. I'm looking for strings, as I recall, or a string repair or a classical music performance. And we already know that there is a classical music performance here in tier 1, and there is a string repair in tier 1 in the repair table. So I think I may go with repair, but I'm going to go there with my lowest worker. So I'm just going to place my number 1 worker and go to repair, and maybe I'll be lucky enough to get my hands on this particular card. I do have the wood and I do have the animal to do the repair, and I would score 3 points for conducting that repair. And not only that, but then I would tuck that repair card under my patron to show that I fulfilled one of the secondary requirements. So I'm going to put my number 1 in repair, and we'll see how this shakes out. So now it's Alex's turn. She's going to she wants to go to her finishing bench to finish the horn because she's got all the resources she needs. So she's going to put her number 5 with an apprentice on her finishing bench. So you can see that if you go there with a skill of 4 or higher, you can get a 1 resource discount on finishing the instrument. But if you go with a 6+ skill, and the only way you could do that is with a worker and a 5 worker and an apprentice, not only do you get to get a 1 resource discount, but you also get to double the bonus you might earn if and when you place the instrument that you created in the orchestra pit. So I am hoping to get a double bonus and a 1 resource discount on my horn. So now I'm not going to actually need 5 metal to finish it, to rough it in and finish it. I'm only going to need 4 metal because of that one resource discount. This was where the natural horn would go, and you can see there's no token there, so I could go there with my instrument token and get first chair and hold on to it for the entirety of the game. So my 5 and an apprentice is going to go in my roughing bench, and you can see that I denote apprentices by a number in parentheses. So when you put a worker chip face down with one or more apprentices, every opponent can see that you accompanied it with a number of apprentices. It's pretty obvious. You see those extra chips in the stack, but again, they don't know what worker value you used. Okay, it is my turn again. So I'm going to take my chances at the performance hall. Now, the higher the skill of the worker that you put there, the better your chances of having a great performance that's going to entice your patron. If you have a really bad performance, they're not going to like it, and even if it's in their style of preferred music, and they're going to say, "Go away with you." But if you get at least a mediocre performance or a really great performance, then they'll welcome you. You can tuck the card under them to denote that you've fulfilled one of their requirements, if that performance corresponded, and you can also put a performance token in the orchestra. I was going to put my number 5 in, because the higher the skill that you're going to the performance hall with, like I said, the better chances you're going to fulfill the performance at either a middle or high rate. Now remember, I'm going for this classical performance. I'm hoping to get the classical performance, and you can see that you will want to have a total performance score of 1 to 6. Well, that's going to result in a low score. So you'll get a lot of money, in this case $4, but you're not going to be able to use the performance to fulfill a requirement of your patron, and you're not going to be able to put a token in the orchestra. However, if you get a mediocre score of 7 to 10 or a high score of 11, well, you're going to get $2 and possibly 2 points if you get a score of 11 or higher, and you do get to put a performance token in the orchestra with a medium or a high score, and you do get to use that performance to fulfill a requirement of your patron. So I'm going there with a number 5 worker, and when you perform, you roll dice, actually. At the start of the game, you roll 2 white dice, which might give you a number of notes that you would add to your worker skill to come up with your final score. So by putting a 5 there, my odds are pretty good. I only need 2 additional notes to make that score of 5 a 7 and reach at least the middle tier, so I can place my performance token and please Joseph Haydn. So we'll put my number 5 worker there. She's looking for a string repair, as I recall. Yep. Or another string instrument, or a performance in the romantic style of music. So I think she's going to put her number 1 worker in the Salon to get another patron. So the more patrons you have, the more gifts you get, but the higher your chances are that you're going to lose a patron if you don't keep them happy. She's going to put her 1 in the Salon. Now it's my turn, and I have 2 workers to place, a 2 and a 3. I'm going to put my number 3 there. And finally, I have my number 2 worker. It's going to take it to the performance hall, but I probably should have done that the other way around and put my 3 worker in the performance hall, because I need the skill there to perform well. But I'll take my chances, and I'll put the number 2 there. I've already kind of made my choice. Now we're moving into the resolution phase. But she's actually going to go to her roughing bench to rough in the horn. So now the chip is revealed. You can see, everybody can see it's a 3, which means she's going to get a bonus of 2 inspiration when she roughs in this instrument. She's going to go ahead and rough it in. It's going to cost her 3 metal. She's got 6. It's going to move over to her finishing bench, and then she's going to gain 2 inspiration. So there you go. She spent 3 metal, got 2 inspiration, and now her horn is now on the right side of our player board in the finishing bench. There's room in your roughing bench or your finishing bench for 2 instruments on the top or the bottom. So you would never send more than 2 workers to either spot because there's only 2 instruments at most to rough in or 2 instruments at most to finish. Now it's my turn to choose, and I'm eager to see how these performances go. Now, I'm the only player who placed there, but I placed 2 chips. I guess I'm either performing twice or I'm taking an alternate action of gaining 3 animal, which is not a bad choice in my case because I do need a lot of animal for this, this harp. I'm going to reveal what these chips are and sort them in skill order because I still have to take 2 actions and they have to be first with my higher skilled worker and then with my lower skilled worker. So you can see I've got a 5 and a 2 there, and the 5 is going to go first. I'm going to begin with the classical performance because that's what Joseph Haydn prefers. I'm looking for a score of 7. I've got a worker of 5. I only need 2 notes or better in order to get to that score of 7 that I want. And I got 2 notes. So I got my score of 7 and I'm happy with that. In fact, I can't get it up to a score of 11 because I don't have enough inspiration. You can spend inspiration to improve the level of your performance, but I would need 4 inspiration to get it from 7 to 11. And I only have 2. So I'm not going to spend any inspiration. I'm just going to go with the 7, but I'm happy with that. So I get the $2 from the performance, and then I get to put a performance token in the orchestra that matches the type of performance that was. That was a classical performance, so I have to put the performance token in the classical section of the orchestra. So the only 2 free spots where I can automatically get first chair is either the first violin, which I think gives a wood and a $1, or the second violin over here, which I think is either $1, I think it's $1 and an inspiration if I recall. Again, if my tooltips were working, I'd see it, but they're not. My preference would be to go with the first violin on the left, because I know that does provide a wood, and I think $1 and a wood, and I do need wood for my harp. Yes, okay, so I got $1 and a wood. And you saw my patron flash, Joseph Haydn, because that performance in the classical style pleased him, because it was a middle tier or higher level performance, then I get to tuck that card under him to show that I fulfilled that secondary requirement of his. Now, in fact, I can just click and see what the card is by clicking here. Here, that's the card that I just finished with a score of 7, and it's effectively tucked under Joseph Haydn to show that I have fulfilled one of his requirements, and you can see the tooltip under his card says fulfilled the secondary requirement. So every patron gives you a lifetime ability when you finish them, and you can see that the lifetime ability of Joseph Haydn is that he reduced the costs of buying wood at the market by $1, but I won't get that benefit until I actually complete that patron by fulfilling all of his requirements. So I've got some work to do to get that harp, but once I get the harp finished, I'll fulfill his primary requirement, and then he'll be done because both of his requirements will be fulfilled at that point. Okay, so now I've got another worker there, and I could either perform, or I could take 3 animal, or I could take $2. There's always an alternate action of taking $2 from any action that didn't go the way you planned. So do I want 3 animal, or do I want to take my chances with this other performance? It would give me a performance token in the orchestra if I get a score of 5 or higher. That wouldn't be too hard. I would need 3 notes on top of the 2 skill that I start with. I guess that would be a little hard, especially working with white dice, because with white dice, there's a chance you can get no notes. There's one chance you can get 3 notes, and then there's chances of getting 1 or 2 notes. So I would be looking for a score of 5. It wouldn't fulfill a requirement of my patron, but it would give me a performance token, a second performance token. Remember, it was this one, I think. Yeah, score for the number of performance tokens in the orchestra. If I can get 4 performance tokens, that would be good for 7 points for me. And the 7-point level of that public goal is not blocked off. The middle one is, but not the top level. So I may have this other side goal of getting performances done. So I'm going to go with the performance. I'm going to try to perform here. This is going to cost me $4, and I do have the money to spend. So I will go ahead and spend $4 to get that card. And now I'm hoping for 3 notes. I got 2 notes. However, because I did my first performance with a skill of 5, a 4 or higher means that you get the bonus. And the bonus was that I advanced 1 step on the performance track, as shown here. So now I get a reroll anytime I perform, so I can reroll one of these dice and hope I get a higher score. So let's try. I'm looking for 2 notes or better. Got it. Okay. All right, so I got a score of 5. I'm happy with that. I'm going to get $2. I'm going to get to place a performance token, but I can't tuck it under my patron. So I'm not going to spend any inspiration. So it has to go on this side of the orchestra. And this violin pays an inspiration and $1. And this is the clarinet. I'm going to place my token on the clarinet. Oh, well, it gave me $2 and 2 wood. I need wood anyhow for my harp, so that was a good choice, because now I've got the wood I need to rough it in. Well, I've got 4 wood. I need 5 wood. Okay, let's go back to Alex. She is going to go and finish her horn, so I'm going to reveal my chips here. You can see I've got a 5 and an apprentice, so I've got a 6. That means, as a reminder, with a +6 skill, I get a 1 resource discount, and I get to double the bonus for the horn. I'm going to score 6 points, and it's going to fulfill the primary requirement of Tchaikovsky because it's a woodwind. So he'll be half fulfilled. So let's go pay 2 metal here. I'm sorry, pay 1 metal to finish it with the discount. I get so what happened there with cash? Got 6 points for crafting the horn, but then I gained $2 and I gained 2 apprentices. So the horn first chair bonus is $1 and 1 apprentice, but I doubled it. So I got $2 and 2 apprentices. So I'm going into the next round with 2 apprentices, which is great. Alex is. And she fulfilled Tchaikovsky's primary requirement. And because she fulfilled one of his requirements, she reset the cube back to the leftmost space. All right, back to blue. So I need wood for the harp. And then to finish it, I need animal and metal. I've got the metal. I don't have the animal I need. I'm thinking of going to the market once per round. Instead of going to a location and resolving a location, you can instead go to the market. And if you go to the market, you can buy and sell resources. You can hire apprentices if you got the money. It's $4 per apprentice. And you could actually possibly buy a step on the performance or craft tracks by paying $15. Now, I don't have anywhere near that money. You can also use inspiration, but I only have 2 inspirations, so I've got 9. But I'm thinking of going to market and buying some animal and some wood. While prices are not terribly high, I might want to kind of get a few of the resources that I need to get this harp going. Now, there is a resource limit on what you can hold. A player can hold up to 9 resources at once. There is a way to increase that limit, which I'll show later. So I've got 6 resources, so I have room to hold 3 right now. So let me go to market instead of choosing a location. Now, the fact that I've gone to market is indicated by my horse and cart moving from the left side of the market board to the right. As I already said, there's a deck of market cards that you draw a new one every round to choose what the prices are, but you always start the game with market card 1 with these prices in the middle range: 2 for animal, 3 for wood, 5 for metal. So I'm going to buy 1 animal. Let's see. So when Haydn's cube advances, it's going to give me a wood. So that's going to get me the wood I need to rough in the harp. So I'm going to buy 1 animal for 2. That gets me down to $5. I know I'm going to have the wood, so I don't need to buy any wood. I've got $7 now to spend, effectively $5 and 2 inspiration. Enough to hire 1 apprentice. So I'll hire an apprentice, so I have 1 going into the next round. So now I've got $1 and 2 inspiration left, which is enough to buy some wood, but I don't need it. So I am going to say I'm done in the market, and now it'll be Alex's turn again. Alex has finished her horn, and currently it's tucked in under Tchaikovsky. Of course, if you craft an instrument and it doesn't please a patron, or if you perform and it doesn't please a patron, or if you repair and it doesn't please the patron, then it just gets returned to the bottom of the deck. She is going to go to the Salon to see how that shakes out. So she knows she put her 1 there. 1 or his 3 is sitting over there. She's going to find out right now. So her 1 is there, but Larry's 3 is there. So Larry actually gets first choice. She's a little disappointed in that. She was hoping that her 1 would be early enough and high enough to give her first dibs. So she fully expects that I am going to take the free patron, and in fact I am. I'm going to take Pachelbel. So I'm looking for string instruments now to craft and or repair, and possibly to perform in the Baroque style. So the Baroque period is represented by the green fleur-de-lis in the top right of a patron. So I'm going to take the free card, Pachelbel. I have to choose a slot to put them in. I've got 1 apprentice. If I put him in the 3rd slot, I'll get a 2nd one. I'm going to do that. And now he's going to give me a wood as well at the beginning of the round. And I needed 5 wood, so I'm going to have more than enough wood to rough in the harp because I'm getting a wood from Haydn. I'm going to put him in the 3rd slot to get my 2nd apprentice. And now it's Alex's turn at the Salon. So she's disappointed. She's got the $4. She's got $2 and 2 inspiration. She can use that to buy Vivaldi. Or she could take an alternate action to getting $2, or another alternate action at the Salon is to take 2 inspiration and 1 apprentice, which is pretty enticing to her as well because she's low. She only has 2 inspiration, and getting that 3rd apprentice would be nice going into the next round. And if she waits, Vivaldi is going to slide to the right and fill the tier 1 slot, and that will give her another chance to get him next round for free. She's going to take the alternate action and choose 2 inspiration and an apprentice. So her inspiration will go up to 4. She gets her 3rd apprentice, and she's happy with that. And now it's my turn again to choose a location. And so I've got my 2, 3, and 5, and my 1 worker is over here in repair. Repairing means I have to spend resources. Now I do have 1 animal, 2 wood, and I know I'm getting 2 more wood from these guys at the start of the round. So I have the wood, and I do have the animal I could spend, even though I need it to finish my harp. But it would give me 3 points, and I could use it to fulfill the secondary requirement of Pachelbel. I have fulfilled the secondary requirement for Haydn, so it's not going to help me with him, but it will help me with Johann. So I think I am going to repair. It's going to cost me 1 animal and 2 wood. I'll get 3 points, and it's going to go under Pachelbel to fulfill his secondary requirement. So I got to first choose the repair location. There's my number 1 worker. I'm going to spend the 3 resources, get the 3 points, and tuck the card under Pachelbel to fulfill his secondary requirement. So now both my patrons have their secondary requirement fulfilled, and I only have to fulfill their primary requirements, which means I've got to get this harp going. And I have to choose a chair, the string section of the orchestra, where I want to put my repair token. So you automatically get a repair token in the orchestra when you conduct a repair. Now, whereas the Baroque section was this left section, and the classical section was the middle section, and the romantic section was the right section, the string section is the bottom row, the woodwinds are the middle row, and the percussions are the top row. It's the Baroque guitar, that's what it is. Okay, I remember now. And it pays 2 inspiration, and that's where I'm going to put my token to get my inspiration up to 4 from 2, and it'll get me first chair. It's Alex's turn. She has no location she can go to because all her workers are now home, but she can go to the market if she wants to. But I think I'm going to sell my metal. This is risky because if I have to buy more next round, it may cost me more to get it. But what am I getting? Oh, I'm getting another medal from Tchaikovsky anyway at the beginning of the next round. I'm going to sell my 2 medal and make $10. So I'll have 12 going into the next round. And I have all my apprentices. So this is Alex talking. That's going to take us into round 2. Oh, well, she's got now $16. You can see that she could choose to advance on the performance track or the craft track for $15, but she is not going to do that. She wants the cash at the beginning of the round. So she's going to finish up at the market, and we're going to go into round 2. So the cubes advance. You get what the gifts are. So just to review, I have two patrons, Haydn and Pachelbel. Haydn gifted me a wood, and Pachelbel gifted me a wood. So now I've got plenty of wood to rough in my harp. And Alex, with Tchaikovsky, he advanced and gave her a medal. Okay, and she is still first in turn order. So she's going to choose a location. So I've got my horn. So I'm looking to either craft or repair a string instrument or perform in romantic style. There are no performances out this round in the romantic style. There's a classical and a Baroque, but not romantic. On the strings, there's a woodwind to repair and a percussion, but no strings. But there are string instruments in the guild. A violin, a double bass, which costs 4, and there's a woodwind that costs 8, the clarinet. So I think I may have to go to the guild. If I place a 4-worker there, I gain a resource of my choice, and I have the option to move the instrument from my hand into my roughing bench instead of having to wait for the beginning of the next round. So I'm going to put my number 3 and 1 apprentice to make it a 4 in the guild. Now it's my turn, Larry's turn in blue. I'm still going for these performances to try to get the 7-point public award. If I use this perform card, I need to get a 9 or higher. Shoot. Well, even if I don't get to a 9, I could get $5, which is nice. And I'd like to get a bump up on the performance track again. So if I advance one more step, I get to roll a black die with a white die instead of 2 white dice. Black dice have more notes on them. So I'm going to put a skill 4 or better there. So I'm going to put a 3 and an apprentice in the perform area. I'm definitely going for the 7 points. Alex. So she's going to go back to the Salon. This time she's not going to get pushed out. She's going to go with her 5 to the Salon. And she has her eyes on Antonio Vivaldi here, looking for woodwinds. Okay. All right. Yeah, so I want to go to my roughing bench to get the harp going. I want to use my 5 on my finishing bench. I think I'm just going to go here with my 1 and not get a discount and not get any inspiration. So I'll have to pay the 5 wood. Oh, I only have 4? Well, I have to make sure I get another wood, so I'll have to go to market if necessary. So what's wood going for? Wood and metal are still at 3 at 5, respectively. Animal is cheap, though, at 1. If necessary, I may have to go to market, but hook or by crook, I want to go here. So I'm going to go with my 1 to my roughing bench. Alex is going to the guild to get a string, and she wants to start roughing it in. So she gets the violin. It requires 1 animal and 1 wood, neither of which she has, but again, she can count on going to the market if necessary. So she's going to go to her roughing bench with her number 1. Boy, is she not going to spend any apprentices at all? She spent 1 already. She can just hold on to. You can carry over apprentices that haven't been used yet into your next round. Yeah, I mean, unless I go here with my 1 and 2 apprentices, and that's only to get me 2 inspiration, but I've got cash and I've got inspiration. I don't really have a dire need for that. So Alex is just going to put her 1 on her roughing bench. So it's back to me. Remember, I've got 2 workers still, a 2 and a 5. So I'm looking for string repair or a classical performance. I've already gone to the performance hall. I could go back there again to get another token because there's a Baroque performance. Of course, it's not going to help Pachelbel because his secondary requirement's already fulfilled. Maybe I should he wants a string, and he wants a string. Maybe there are plenty of string instruments over there. Maybe I should go to the guild. Alex has already gone there with an apprentice. So she's got either guy. So it's unlikely she would go there with a 5 and a 1. So she's probably there with a 3 and a 1 to make it a 4. So she gets the bonus. I'm going to go there with a 5 and get first choice. Again, she's not going to be happy with me. And then with my number 2, well, let me look at these other public awards. So here, score for the number of repair tokens. I've got one repair token over here on the Baroque guitar. And so I could go to this public award and score 0 points. Now, why would you score 0 points on a public award? You'll find out soon enough. This was performance tokens. I want to hold off here because I'm going for the 7-point level. And this was, score for the number of instrument tokens in the romantic section. I've got none over there. So I'm going to plan to grab this 0 VP space on the first public award. I'm going to go to the balcony. Not only to score that award, but also to change the turn order, so I get to go first in turn order. So now we're in the resolution phase. And Alex is still going first for the time being, so she gets first choice. And she's going to be pissed if Larry beat her up out at the guild, but she's going to go to the guild and find out. Damn it, he did. So the 5 gets priority over her 3 and 1, and Larry is going to take the free violin. She is not happy, but... Oh, and Larry gets the bonus because he had a skill 4 or higher, so he gets a resource and he gets to place the violin in his roughing bench. I'm going to take wood as my free resource. And now I can move the violin into my roughing bench, and I will do that. And now it's Alex's turn to choose an instrument. Her only choice really is to pay $4 to take the double bass. She didn't plan to spend money, but she's happy she sold that medal. She will take the double bass. The double bass pays a lot, and it is available. It pays an apprentice over here in the bottom right corner. And if she finishes that double bass, she will steal first chair away from Green because all he's got there is a repair token. So she will pay 4 for the double bass. And she went there with a 4, so she gets a free resource and she gets to put it in her roughing bench. So she needs animal and wood for the double bass. So I guess she's going to take wood, and she'll move it into her roughing bench. And now it's my turn. I'm going to go to the performance hall, or I've got a 4. Now this card requires a 9 to get middle level, and this card requires an 11. Oh man, so I guess I'm going with the 9. This is not going to, I don't have a good odds here. Even though I'm rolling a black die, I'm not rolling a black die yet. I haven't advanced yet. I will once I finish this performance, but right now I only have 1 reroll. This is not going to be good. I'm probably going to come away here with $5, unless I'm lucky. Let's find out. Whoa. Well, 4 plus 4 gets me to 8. Oh, I only have to pay 1 inspiration to get to 9. I did it. Oh my gosh. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to re-roll. I'm not going to re-roll. I'm going to spend 1 inspiration to get that score up to a 9. Make middle tier. It's going to get me $2 and a point. Oh, and the score currently stands at 6-3. I'm not even keeping track of that. Alex is ahead. So this is going to get me a point. So the score will be 6-4. And it won't. I can't use it for these guys, but I can place a performance token in the classical section of the orchestra. So yeah, I'm good with the 9. And the only place where I can guarantee first chair for the moment is this violin, which pays 1 inspiration and 1 animal. So that's where I'm going to get first chair. And I need animal for the harp, and I need animal for the violin bow, so that's fine. Now it's Alex's turn. Oh, she wants to rough in. So she needs an animal and 4 wood. She's got 0 animal and 1 wood. She's going to be buying wood and animal at the market. She's going to go to the market instead of choosing a location. It's going to cost her dearly, but she needs it. She's committed to roughing in here, so she's going to buy the wood. She's going to buy 3 wood to get her up to 4. She's going to spend $8 and 1 inspiration to get that. Maybe she'll sell the metal. Well, the animal's only $1. She only needs 1. She can spend the inspiration to get it. Yeah, she'll buy 1 animal. She'll hold on to her metal for now. But now she's broke again. No money and only 2 inspiration. But now she can safely rough in, so she's done. Okay, I'm roughing in as well. And what did I put there, a 1 or a 2? Because I've got my 3 and my 5 back already. So I'm not getting a discount. To rough in my harp, I need 5 wood, and I've got it. To rough in the violin, I needed an animal and a wood, which I won't have if I rough in the harp. But I can only rough in 1 instrument. So I'm going to go to my roughing bench and rough in my harp. So you can see now that Alex's token has gone away because she's not roughing in just because I chose rough in. I'm going to rough in my harp for 5 wood. And it goes over to my finishing bench. All right, Alex now has what she needs to rough in the violin, so she's going to go to her roughing bench. She put a 1 there, so she has to pay full price. 1 animal and 4 wood. Goes over to her her finishing bench. Back to me. I'm going up to the balcony to change for turn order and to score 0 points for this public award. So I put my 2 up there. I'm not going to get any bonus. So I have 2 alternate actions in addition to scoring a public award. Instead of a public award, I could gain 6 money, or I can gain 2 apprentices, or I can get that global alternate action of getting 2 money. But why would I do that if I can gain 6? But I actually want to score a public award. Now, why would I want to score 0 points? I'm eligible to claim multiple ones? Oh yeah, because I can get the low level, the 1 point from the middle award. Why would I want to score 0 points over here? Because in order to fulfill a public award, you have to put a trophy marker on it. And you've got 3 trophy markers on your player board, and when you remove one, you reveal a new benefit, a new ability. So that's why you might want to score 0 points for a public award. If I use this trophy marker on the far left, I will be able to take on a royal patron. Now I've got 2 patrons already. I don't want a royal patron, so I'm not going to use that marker. If I use this one, I get to roll a purple die anytime I perform, and we know that I'm all in on performances. In fact, I should have done the balcony first, gotten the purple die, and then gone to perform. That was stupid. Darn it. See, you got to think. And I'm not thinking so well because I'm worrying about 2 different players here. That was a mistake. I should have gone to the balcony first because I am going to choose this trophy marker. The other one is down here, and it gets you a resource and increases your limit from 9 to 12 resources, which I don't have to worry about. I only have 3 resources right now. So I am going to take the purple die, but unfortunately I'm not going to get to use it for the performance that I just did. So that was a mistake, but what can you do? So I put the token there, I get 0 points, but now that space is blocked. So Alex's only choice now on the first award is to get the middle tier, which is 2 repair tokens of different types. And she's got no repair. She's done no repairs yet. All she's got is an instrument token over here on the natural horn. Oh, and you can also see that my chip that I used in the balcony is now sitting over here to remind me that at the end of the round, I get to take over first in turn order. And then I'll get my 2 chip back. Anyway, it's Alex's turn here. She's got her 5 up in the Salon. She will get the bonus. So the bonus of the Salon for a skill of 4 or higher, again, is to take any one of your patrons, move its cube back 1 step to the left, even if it's all the way to the left, and then gain any one of the bonuses that the patron has to offer. So she's going to go here. She's going to take on Vivaldi, and now she can either use this bonus on Vivaldi. Oh, well, she has to pick a slot for Vivaldi. She's got her 2 apprentices. She could put him in the 3rd slot, but she's broke, so she wants to put him in the 1st slot. And then she can always use him to get the apprentice by using the skill 4 plus bonus of the balcony, of the Salon. So she's going to put him here, get $4. And now for the skill 4 or higher, she has to either take a medal or an apprentice from Vivaldi, or take a medal or an apprentice from Tchaikovsky. It really doesn't matter. So since Tchaikovsky's cube is a 2, I can reduce it to 1 and take an apprentice. So I'm going to choose him and take an apprentice, and I'm going to the next round with all 3 of my apprentices again. It's my turn. My only option is to go to market. Do I want to go to the market? I could. I've got $3 and 4 inspiration. I can afford an apprentice. Definitely have to buy a wood. Let me go to market. It's at $3, middle range. I can buy 1 for 3. That's what I'm going to do. So now I have the animal and the wood I need to rough this in. I'll need a wood to finish it, but maybe I can get a discount. It's going to cost me 1 inspiration. I'm going to go ahead and buy 1 animal. Or should I spend all my inspiration on an apprentice? Well, I've got 1 apprentice. I'll buy an animal. It's cheap. Who knows what price it's going to be next round. That's all. All right, I'll go into the next round with 1 apprentice. But now, in round 3, Alex is going to get her number 2 worker. So now we've got the same number of workers we're working with. So I've no longer got that advantage going into the next round. Sorry, I'm losing my voice. Round 3, cubes advance. And so you can see now both of my patrons are at level 3. I got an animal from Haydn, and I got an animal from Pachelbel. Oh geez, I'm overflowing with animal now. Shoot, I should have checked the gifts before I bought that animal. Animal's cheap again. Wood is expensive at 4, and metal is middle at 5. And what did Alex get? So Alex got a medal from Vivaldi and a medal from Tchaikovsky. So she's overflowing with metal. I am first in turn order, so I get to choose a location first for a change. I have to finish the harp, and I need 4 animal and a medal. I've got it. So I'm going to go with the finishing bench. I'll use my 5 and an apprentice. Now the harp is a rare instrument, and rare instruments go up here in these sections. So this is for rare strings, this is for rare woodwinds, and this is for rare percussion. So the harp's going to go up here in the rare string section. You always put an instrument token in the rare section. There'll never be a repair or a performance token up there. And any player who puts an instrument token in a section, a rare section, always gets a first chair. So you can have multiple first chairs. You could have 2. I could have 2 first chairs. Alex can get a first chair in strings as well. So you're not limited to the number of first chairs you get in the rare section of the orchestra. However, it's important to note it's a little misleading. You might think that the rare strings are part of the Baroque era, and the rare woodwinds are part of the classical era, and the rare percussion is part of the Romantic era, but they're not. The rare sections of the orchestra are not associated with any style, any musical era. Anyhow, where was it? Oh yeah, I was putting my 5 and an apprentice on the finishing bench. Alex's turn. She can get 2 wood by going to repair as an alternate action, or she can actually repair a card with resources. She's gonna have to go to the market, one way or another. Vivaldi, of course, doesn't have any requirements fulfilled yet, and he's looking for a woodwind repair. And there is one here, costs $4, and a wood and a metal. She's going to put her 1 there, if for no other reason than to get 2 wood. I'm going to put my 3 on the roughing bench and at least get 2 inspiration. Alex is looking for a Baroque performance, and there is one. It requires a score of 11. Yeah, it's the one that was in tier 2 before, but now it's in tier 1. This other one, this classical, also requires an 11. Odds are not good. Even with a 5 and some apprentices, odds are not good. She's only rolling, she doesn't get a re-roll, and she doesn't get any black dice. All right, you know what? She'll put her 3 with an apprentice and hope that's enough. She would need 6 notes, or she'd need to spend 2. She got 2 inspiration to spend. That's not much. Best she's hoping for. She might just come away with $5, but which she could also use. So she's going to put a skill 4 effectively on perform and hope for the best. Back to me. So I need to also not only finish my harp, but I have to finish my violin. So I'll place my, doesn't really matter, I'll place my 2 on the finishing bench. So now I've got 2 workers on the finishing bench and 1 worker on the roughing bench. Hopefully I'll have what I need when the time comes. Alex still has her 2 and her 5. She has to finish that double bass. 2 animal and 2 wood. She's going to have to get it from someplace. She might get the 2 wood from repair. Now, if she finishes the double bass with a 6, she can get double the bonus. And oh, she can get 2 apprentices. 2 apprentices are not really going to help her right now. There's only, all of her apprentices are tied up. There are none in the market. Oh, so she's going to want to free up one of her apprentices just for the point of going to the of finishing the double bass. So she's going to have to remember to do that. So she'll put her 5 with an apprentice on the finishing bench. My turn again. So I need wood. I guess I'm going to put my 1 on repair as well. Possibly go there for wood. And then finally Alex has her 2. Oh, she needs a woodwind for Vivaldi. Oh, and there's the clarinet. She'll take, she doesn't have competition. She'll put her 2 in the guild. Okay. Resolution phase. I go first. I am roughing in my violin for 1 animal and 1 wood. I've got it. And what did I put here? I put a 3, so I'm going to get 2 inspiration out of this. Okay. Alex's turn. She's finishing her double bass. She needs 2 animal and 2 wood. She's got none of it. So she's going to go to repair as planned and take 2 wood instead of repairing. Now she went there with a 1. Larry went there with a 1. She went first, so she gets first choice. It doesn't matter. She's taking two wood as an alternate action. And what am I doing? I need a good supply of wood. I don't need it for the harp, but I do need it for the violin. I need 1 wood. And I've got a 6 worker, but this is probably a 1 or a 2, I think. I don't remember. But I think I'm taking 2 wood as well. Not the most efficient of turns for either of us. But it's better than taking $2. And that saves having to spend $8 at the market. Wood is expensive. Okay, my turn to choose a location. I am now, so do I have what I need? 4 animal, 1 metal, and 1 wood. I've got everything I need. So I'm going to go to the finishing bench where I've got a 6 and a 2. So the 6 will get me a resource discount and a double bonus. And I definitely want that to be the harp because that would get me 1 resource of my choice, 1 inspiration, and $1 doubled if I use my 6 worker for my harp. So I'm going to finish the harp. I get a discount, and because it's a skill 4 or higher, I'll choose metal as a discount because it's more valuable. So it only cost me 4 animal. I didn't have to spend the metal for the harp. Now I'm up to the first chair bonus and I get 2 resources of my choice. I will take metal because I can always sell it for cash. And I don't really need anything else. So I get two resources of my choice. I'm going to get 2 inspiration and $2. Okay. That also puts the instrument token in the string section, the rare string section. And, oh, and I got to attach that instrument to either one of these patrons. Now I'm going to finish the violin, so I'm going to fulfill both patrons. If I fulfill, oh, I could fulfill Pachelbel. He gives me a +1 skill on roughing and finishing. Oh, but a 3 in finishing is not, it doesn't get me anything. I need a minimum of 4. But I might as well fulfill Pachelbel. So I'm doing him. I got the money. I got the points for the harp. I'm getting points for Pachelbel. When you finish a patron, you actually tuck it in, flip it over, and tuck it in under your player board, so the top edge is revealed, and the top edge shows you what the lifetime ability is. I don't have to worry because my program's going to take care of it for me. So I have to remember that I get +1 skill when I go to my roughing and finishing benches. Okay. Continue. I still have my 2 to finish my violin. I need 1 wood here. Now this 2 is acting like a 3 because of Pachelbel, but I still don't get a resource discount. So I have to pay the 1 wood for the violin, but that will finish Haydn, and Haydn's going to give me a discount for buying wood at the market, a $1 discount. And again, I'm going to get points for the violin and points for Pachelbel. Oh, and I get to put my instrument token in one of the violin spots and steal first chair for myself. An inspiration and an animal, or $1 and a wood. I don't have any animals, so I guess I'll go here to the second violin. I will get first chair, and I will hold on to first chair with this instrument token. And now Haydn is fulfilled. Oh, and anytime you advance, anytime you complete a patron, not only do you get the points for the patron, but you get to advance on the reputation track. So I got a 1-step advance for Pachelbel, and I advanced here initially, and I got an apprentice. So that's why I have this apprentice down here. But now with Haydn, I've completed him, and I've advanced another step, and that lets me draw 3 instruments and choose 1 to keep. So it'll save me a trip to the guild. So let me continue and see what instruments I get. A timpani, a bassoon, or a violin. Now, if I were to get patrons, well, next round, Frederick the Great is coming up. He wants woodwinds. So of these 3, I guess I'm tempted to take the bassoon. I will take the bassoon. And now I get my free lifetime ability for Haydn, and he's gone, and my slots are empty, and I need a new patron. The bassoon is going to stay in my hand, but I'll be able to move it to my roughing bench at the start of the next round. Well, so before I continue, let me review what I just scored in the way of points. So I paid a wood for the violin. Oh, so up here, for Pachelbel, I finished the harp. The harp, I got 8 points. And for completing Pachelbel, I got 4 points. So I just scored 12 for that. And then for finishing the violin, I got 2 points. And for completing Haydn, I got another 4 points. So I'm looking good. So the score is 22-6 now in my favor. Okay, moving on. Alex's turn to choose a location. Oh, she wants a woodwind. She wants to get the clarinet for Pachelbel, for Vivaldi. Sorry, Antonio Vivaldi. So we're going to go to the guild, and I'm going to take the clarinet for free. I don't get a bonus because I only went there with a skill of 2. I don't even get the bonus of the free resource or the ability to move the instrument into my roughing bench. So now it's back to Larry, back to me, and I don't have anybody at the Salon, which was a mistake. I should have planned to get a patron, but I think I put all my workers in the roughing bench and the finishing bench, so I probably couldn't have done that. I could go to the market and hire some apprentices. I've got $2.08 inspiration. I think I'm going to do that because I have not had apprentices of late. Alex definitely has had the edge on me as far as apprentices are concerned. I'm going to hire 2 apprentices. They virtually have all of them going into the next round. So that uses up all my cash and my inspiration for the most part. I could sell metal. What do I need for this bassoon? No, I need the 3 metal for the bassoon. I need 3 metal, and I need a total of 3 wood for the bassoon. So that's all I'm doing at the market. Alex's turn. I guess she's going to the performance hall. She put, I think, a 4 there, but she's looking for an 11. That's going to be hard. She does not get a reroll. She doesn't have any black dice. It's going to be near impossible. But she'll get cash. She'll get $5 out of it, even if she fails. All right, let's find out. We'll go with this one, just in case, because it would please Vivaldi if she can do it. Putrid 1, which is a score of 5. Yeah, and she can't re-roll, so she's going to take the $5, but she doesn't get it. She doesn't get to tuck it under Vivaldi. But cash is good. And now it's her turn to choose a location. She has an excess amount of metal. She needs an animal for the clarinet. She needs 2 animal for the... Okay, so she's buying an animal. Animal is cheap. It's only 1. She's going to go to the market. I think she will sell some of her metal. She needs 1 metal for the clarinet, no metal for the violin. She will sell 1 metal. It's only at $5, middle range, but yeah, she needs the cash. She'll sell metal for 5. She'll now buy, how many animals? Oh, what's she getting from these guys? So these guys are going to advance to their 3rd level set. So I'm getting an apprentice from Vivaldi and an apprentice from Tchaikovsky. So I'll have all my apprentices going into the new round. So I want to buy 1 animal. But animals so cheap, maybe I'll buy more. No, I need 1 animal, and I need 2 over here. I need 3 animal. So I guess I'm buying 3 animal for $3. And then as far as wood is concerned, I need 2 wood. I've got it. I possibly can even get a discount on finishing the violin. I'm sorry, finishing the double bass. And for the clarinet, I don't need wood. Oh, I need 2 wood. So should I buy wood while I'm here? Let me hold off. I've got plenty of cash now going into the new round. I can hold off. I can always go to market next round if I need to. So I'm done. And that will take us into round 4, I think. Oh, Alex still has a location? Oh, she's got her finishing bench. She's got to finish the violin, the double bass. 2 animal, 2 wood. Okay, and she put a 6, so she gets a discount. And she's going to get a double bonus on the bass. Oh, and she's going to get her 2 apprentices. That's right. I can't keep everything straight. And the double bass is going to fulfill not Vivaldi. It's going to finish Tchaikovsky. It's a string instrument that he wants for a secondary requirement. So this will take care of Tchaikovsky. So I'm going to get 6 points from the bass. I'm going to get 5 points from Tchaikovsky. And I'm going to get the lifetime ability of reducing the resource requirements by 1 when finishing instruments. So I could actually get as much as a 2 resource discount when finishing in the future. Got to remember that. Okay, I am finishing the double bass. For the discount, I will take wood because it's more valuable. I get first chair, so I get 2 apprentices. I get I get 2 apprentices. So did I get 2 apprentices or did I get 1? What did I have before? Increased apprentices by 1. Oh, was there only 1 apprentice in the market? Oh, that was right. Yeah, I didn't get the double bonus, but I'm going to get apprentices when an apprentice when Vivaldi advances. Oh, and I've reached step 2 so I've got an apprentice over here too. At some point, I guess that was my first apprentice when I advanced 1 step on the reputations track earlier. But now I've advanced to the 2nd step, and I'm going to also get a choice of 3 instruments. And I get 2 strings and a horn. Vivaldi wants woodwinds, but I've already completed the horn. So I'm not going to get first chair, but the string wouldn't help me with Vivaldi. So I guess I'm taking another horn. Not super happy about that. But I get the discount on finishing with Vivaldi. And now I think we're going into round 4. Oh, I'm sorry, I just completed Tchaikovsky. Round 4, let me review what just happened. So Alex got an apprentice from Vivaldi, and I don't have any patrons, so I got nothing. And it's the start of the round. I can move my bassoon into my roughing bench, which I am going to do. And now I get to choose a worker and a location. We need a new patron, no question about it. I can put my 5 there, and that would give me a bonus because I'm using a skill 4 or higher. So I'm going to put my 5 in the Salon. Alex. Oh, she gets to move her instruments into her roughing bench. She'll put them both there, the clarinet and the horn. And she needs the clarinet for Vivaldi, and she needs a woodwind repair or a Baroque performance or a woodwind instrument for a secondary ability, a secondary requirement as well. So what does she want to do? I guess go to the roughing bench and rough in the clarinet. Cost of wood and cost an animal and 2 wood. She has an animal and 1 wood, but she can put her 5 there, get 2 inspiration and a discount. So she will do that. She'll do that. She'll put that on her 5 on her roughing bench. What are my goals? What do I want to do? Oh, perform, right? I'm performing. I've got 3 performances so far. I need a 4th. I am going to the performance hall, I guess, with a 3. So what am I looking at here? So I'm going to get a patron. If I can get Mozart, he would want a classical performance. There is a classical performance here. I need a score of 11 or higher. So I can put my 3 and 1 apprentice and hope, and I get to roll a black die, so that increases my odds of getting more notes. So I'll put a 3 and an apprentice on perform. Alex wants to finish her clarinet and get a discount. And she could get a 2 resource discount if she puts a 4. So she will put her 3 and an apprentice on finishing. Okay, I'm going to have hopefully 4 performances. So I'm going to take my chances and go to the balcony with a 2 and 2 apprentices, because the bonus of the balcony is with a 4 or higher, you get to advance on the reputation track as well. So you can advance on the reputation track with a balcony bonus as well as when you complete a patron, which is why the reputation track's a little longer than the other 2 tracks. The next level on the reputation track is that tier 2 cards will be free instead of having to pay $4. So that's nice too. So I'm putting a skill 4 up in the balcony, counting on the fact that I'm going to, one way or another, get this performance to middle tier so I can get my 4th performance token in the orchestra. I'm counting on that. Alex could use a Baroque performance for Vivaldi. There is one over here. She's got the cash. So she will put her 2 worker with 2 apprentices to get the bonus of an advance on the performance track. She does have a reroll now from last time. So she'll send a 4 skill to the performance hall. A woodwind repair would please Mozart. In case the classical performance doesn't work out, I'll put my number 1 on repair. And Alex needs a wood for her, needs 3 wood. She's got 1 wood, but she's getting discounts. She'll go to repair as well. She would need a woodwind repair, and there is one in tier 1. Resolution phase. Larry gets to go first. He's first in turn order. He's going to start. He needs a patron. He's going to start in the Salon. He'll get a bonus from Mozart. He's going to take Mozart. He gets the bonus, so he's going to be able to move Mozart's cube to the left, even though it's at the farthest left position, and he can either take a medal or an apprentice. Now, an apprentice at this point would do him no good because there are none in the market, so I guess he's taking a medal. Oh, and he has to pick a slot. He needs cash. He'll put Mozart in the first slot for the $4. He'll take the medal as the bonus. Alex's turn. Alex is going to rough in her clarinet. She's going to get 2 inspiration and a discount, so she only has to spend 1 animal and 1 wood. So she's going to take the wood discount. And she moves the clarinet over to the finishing bench. My turn. So I'm looking for a classical performance for Mozart. So I'm going to go to the performance hall. Now we're both there. I have a 4 and Alex has a 4. So I go first, but I think she's looking for a Baroque performance. So we're not clashing. I want the classical performance. I have a 4 skill and I need an 11. I'm going to need 7 notes or 5 notes because I have 2 inspiration I can always spend. Oh, and I rolled a purple die. I got 2 wood from that, which is perfect. Yeah, wood is what I needed. And I got 4 notes. So that got me up to a score. Oh, that's a score of 8. I needed a score of 11. But I can re-roll the white die and hope for the best. So let's do that. Oh, wow. Fantastic. So I got a score of 10. I needed an 11. I only have to spend 1 inspiration. Perfect. And I'm going to be able to put a performance token in the classical section. That's the center section. And I'm going to fulfill Mozart's secondary requirement. Now, I'm not going to get a first chair from putting a performance token anywhere here, but I could vie for a first chair. I could get a head start by going into one of these slots where there's a green performance or repair token. So this is paying me an animal and an apprentice. I've got no apprentices, so that's not so great. This one is paying an animal and 2 inspiration. This one pays $5. Oh, I'll always take money. This one pays $4. So I will put my performance token here. I won't get first chair. Oh, yeah, I'm not getting first chair. But I will get a consolation. And if I can put another performance or repair token here, I can steal first chair. So when you don't get a first chair, you get a consolation prize of either $2 or 1 inspiration. And I'm going to choose the inspiration. And because it's a 4 worker at the performance hall, I'm going to go up 1 step on the performance track, and that's going to get me a specialty worker. So we haven't seen that yet. There's my inspiration. So a specialty worker is a card that you could assign a chip to that gets you a bonus anytime you use that chip. So I've got Busker, which gets me $5 after completing any action. Inspirational, which gets me 3 inspiration after completing any action. Or I've got Improviser, which gives me 2 additional rerolls anytime I perform. I'm going to take Buster for the $5. Now, I don't assign a chip to it yet. I'll do that at the end of the round, and then you'll see how this works. But this is a performance specialty card, a performance specialty worker, essentially, that I'm going to be getting. In the meantime, Alex is going to go. Oh, and she's performing with a 4. She wants to get this for Vivaldi. She needs a 7 or higher. She's got a 4. She gets 1 reroll, but no black dice. She needs 3 notes or better. And yes, she is spending $4. 3 notes. Oh, 1 note. But she has a reroll. She'll reroll the blank die. Come on, come on. Oh, she got it. 3 notes. Okay. So that's a score of 7. She doesn't need to spend any inspirations. Oh, she could spend 4 and make it an 11. It would give her 2 points. either way, she's getting $2. Does she want to spend all of her inspiration? Well, she might need the inspiration for the repair table where she's going. So maybe not. Maybe she'll settle for the 7. She'll settle for the 7. Take $2. And she has to put a repair token in the Baroque section. Now she could go up here to the harpsichord and get first chair, which pays an animal, no, pays $1 and a metal. She's got lots of metal. She could go down here and get an animal. No, that's $1 and a wood. And she needs wood for the clarinet. And she wouldn't get first chair, but she could be threatening to get first chair in violin. Yeah, she's going to do that to get the wood that she needs for the clarinet. She gets a consolation of 2 money or an inspiration. She's got 4 inspirations. She'll take the $2. So that she's now fulfilled Vivaldi's secondary requirement. And now it's her turn to choose a location. And she's going to finish her clarinet and complete Vivaldi. She needs wood and an animal. Didn't she just get a wood? Oh, she got a consolation. Oh, she gets 2. Wait. Doesn't she get? She the one with the discount, with the 1 discount. Oh, yes. She's going to go to her finishing bench. She's going to get a 2 resource discount, 1 from Tchaikovsky and 1 for spending a 4 worker. So she's not going to have to pay anything to finish the clarinet. Fantastic. And that's going to complete Vivaldi. She'll get 4 points for the clarinet, 5 points for Vivaldi. Oh, she's going to take the lead with this. And she takes first chair in clarinet. And now I can reduce the resource requirement by 1 when repairing instruments. That's good to know. All right, score is now 26-24. That was great. My turn. I am going to go to the balcony now and get that 7 points. I'm going to get a bump on the reputation track, which is going to get me here, and that means both of us now will have free tier 2 cards. I want the public award. I want the middle one. Oh, it already knows. Yeah, the orchestra performance token public award for 7 points. It already knows that's what I'm going for because I can't get any of the other 2. So which trophy am I putting there? I've already used this one. I guess I'm using this one. That'll increase it'll give me a resource and increase my resource limit to 12. Get 7 points. I take the lead. It's 31-26. I get a free resource. I could use some. I don't really need anything. I've got what I need for the bassoon. So let's take metal because it's always good to have metal. It's valuable. And now I have advanced on the reputation track, and I will keep first place in turn order. All right, it's Alex's turn to choose a location. Now she's going to go to repair, She's going to need some resources. She'll get a repair token in the orchestra, but she won't. She doesn't have a patron yet. So she's going to go to the market and get some resources. I think she'll sell a metal. Wood and a metal. She'll sell one metal for 5. She'll buy 2 animal for 2. Oh, for 4? Okay, she's got plenty of cash. She'll buy 2 animal. That way, if she has to settle for this card, she's got the 2 animal. Now she needs wood too. Or is she the one that gets the discount? She gets a discount now at repair, doesn't she? Yes. So she doesn't need wood. So she, with her main funds, she's going to buy her apprentices. She will hire all 3 for 12. Okay, done. My turn. Now I have the same problem. If I go to repair, if I get first dibs and I take this one, but I've already fulfilled the secondary requirement of Mozart, so I'm only doing this for a token in the orchestra. Resource-wise, I'm in good shape. Oh, I know I need apprentices. I'm going to go to the market and get my apprentices. I'm going to sell some metal. I don't need all that metal. I will sell... I'll sell 2 metal for 5. That'll give me $10. And now I'll hire all 3 of my apprentices. Remember, going into round 5, we're going to each get our number 4 worker. Okay, back to Alex. Now we're going to repair, and I get to go first. Larry goes first. So any repair is not going to help Mozart. But it will get me points. Now I'd have to put a repair token in the woodwind section. Oh, right here I could steal the oboe. I could get first chair and oboe and get that $5. Yeah, so I'm going to repair this. Now, I don't get a discount, so I have to pay a wood and a metal. I get 3 points, and I'm going to put my repair token in the oboe chair, get first chair, and take $5. Did I get $5? Yes, $5. Alex's turn. She's going to choose the tier 2 repair card for free. She's got the 2 animals. She's got 1 wood. She gets a discount from Vivaldi, so she'll pay 2 animal and 1 wood. She'll get 3 points. She's going to steal first violin from Larry. Discounted wood. I didn't see that coming. She just got first chair. She got a wood back and $1. Oh, it's now end of round. And Larry has to assign a worker to his busker card. So this is the way this is going to work. So I'm going to assign a worker. Whenever I use that worker to complete an action, I'm going to get $5. So I'm going to assign my number 5 worker to busker. So now it says P5, performance specialty worker 5. And now my 5 chip is sitting on this card, and instead of having a 5 chip, I've got my performance specialty worker chip, which still is going to be a value of 5 because it's been assigned to busker because there's a chip sitting on it. So that's how you know what the value of your specialty workers are when you are placing them. Now, it's the start of round 5. It's the planning phase. I got a medal from Mozart. And I guess Alex doesn't have a patron. She does not. So she's going to be going to the Salon. So my turn. What are my goals here? I have to complete Mozart. So it means I'm either I'm roughing in and finishing my bassoon. So I'll probably put my 5 chip maybe on roughing, on the roughing bench. No, let me think. No, I'll use my 4 chip and an Apprentice on the roughing bench. I'll plan on putting my 5 chip and an Apprentice on the finishing bench, so that way I get all the bonuses. I think I will start by going to the Salon. I'm either going to be getting Frederick the Great or Ludwig the Second. They're both noble patrons, and they both want woodwinds. Oh, and there are no woodwinds in the guild. That's tricky. Well, I'll worry about that later. Let me start by putting, what was I said? I'm going to put my 3 and an Apprentice in the Salon, and hopefully get first choice. Okay, Alex doesn't have an Apprentice yet either. Maybe it's time she get first turn and turn order back. Alex will place her 5 chip in the Salon. She doesn't know what Larry has there. Most likely it's his 3 with an Apprentice. So her 5 would beat it. So she's going to put her 5 on the Salon. I think I'm going to put my 1 chip on repair again. That's basically where we're all dumping our 1 chips these days. I'm going to chip on repair. Alex. Maybe she'll do the same. She'll put her 1 chip on repair too. Okay, all right, so I got to rough in this bassoon. Am I the one that gets the +1 skill? Yes. So I'm going to put my 4, which will act like a 5 on my roughing bench. Okay, so Larry, I want to finish my bassoon. I get the +1 skill. I'll put my performance specialty worker, which is a 4, essentially, on the finishing bench. Oh no, that's a 5 skill, rather, essentially. But it'll act like a 6 on the finishing bench. Alex will go to perform with a 4, covering her bases. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, she doesn't have an instrument yet. Oh, and Larry needs an instrument too. Larry has to take his 2. He's going to use it. He's going to put a skill 4 on the guild. But Alex needs to do that too. Maybe she should have done this sooner, but she's going to put her 2 and 2 apprentices on the guild. Oh, somebody's not going to be happy again. The resolution phase. Larry's going first. He is going to roughen his bassoon. He gets a discount because he put his 4 there. It acts like a 5. He'll get 2 inspiration and a discount. To rough this in is a wood and 2 metal. He'll take a discount in metal. Okay, he's all set. He'll take a metal discount. He'll pay 1 wood, 1 metal. And he got 2 inspiration. Alex's turn. Okay, Alex, we're going to the salon. Ah, Alex has a 5. Larry's got a 4. For a change, Alex gets to go first. She may be digging. Oh yeah, I did want to demonstrate digging into the deck, didn't I? So maybe that's what we'll do with Alex. So she'll take. This guy pays 6 as a gift, but rewards with 6 points. This rewards with 8 points. She's going to take Ludwig the second. She doesn't have to pay the $4. She gets free tier 2 cards. She'll take Ludwig. She will put him in the first slot for $4. And because she put used a skill 4 or higher, she'll move his cube to the left, but it's already in the leftmost spot, and she takes one of his rewards, one of his gifts, which is either $4 or $2. She'll take the $4, obviously. Okay. My turn at the salon. Am I going to dig into the deck for for a woodwind? Or maybe I'll spend the money on Medici. 5 points. Oh, he's got 3 requirements though. And what are we in round 5? I should be able to pull it off. I'll take Medici. For him, he best. Spending a lot for better come through. I will put him in the. Oh, I'm gonna get my money back, aren't I? Because he's gonna give me $6. So in that case, maybe I'll put him in the second slot and take a resource. I'll take a wood. Because this harpsichord wants wood. And now I will get a bonus, so I will choose Medici, and I'll take the $6 bonus. And now it's my turn to choose a location. I am finishing my bassoon, so I'll go to my finishing bench. I've got a 5 there, but it's acting like a 6. So I'm going to get double bonus on the bassoon. Ooh. So which is the bassoon? Is it this one? No. Clarinet, oboe, bassoon. I'm going to steal first chair in the bassoon. I'm going to get, looks like $1 and 2 inspiration. Doubled, I'm going to get $2 and 4 inspiration. And this is going to fulfill Mozart. And Mozart will be complete, and he'll give me a $1 discount on buying metal, which is probably unlikely. So I'm taking a metal discount. I got the first chair and bassoon. Oh, and I just got a bump on the reputation track, and now I get, oh, a specialty worker for reputation. So we've got mentor. After completing any action, gain an apprentice. Maybe. Competitor, when used in the balcony, may reduce the reward requirements by 1. No, that doesn't do me any good. Well, instrument tokens. I don't have any instrument tokens in the, and I can't get the level 1, so that does me no good. Party invitation when revealed at the balcony. Oh, an increase in the reputation track. That would be useful, because then I would score 2 points for every instrument token. And I've got at least 3. I'll take party invitation, and then I'll assign a worker to it at the end of the round. And now I've completed Mozart. Alex's turn. Mozart wants a romantic performance. There is a romantic performance. Needs a score of 7. Alex will go here. She has got a 4. She's looking for a score of 7. So she needs 3 notes. She gets a reroll, and she gets to roll the black die. And this will be give her a bump on the performance track, and she too will get a specialty worker. So romantic. She got 3 notes. Score 7. That's what she wanted. She could make it an 11 and spend all of her inspiration. She is low on points. Let's spend the inspiration and get some points. Oh, wait a minute. First I have to I can re-roll a die. Oh. Maybe I should re-roll the black, because it can't be any low. A black die, I think, is a minimum of 1 note. Holy! A score of 10. 1 inspiration now. Perfect. Okay, so now she's got a score of 11. She's going to get 2 points and $2. So it's now 45 to 31 in favor of me. She gets to put a performance token in the romantic section of the orchestra. Where is she going to put it? She will vie for the timpani. Now, she doesn't get first chair here. She only, but if she gets another performance or repair token up there, she'll steal it. In the meantime, she'll take $2 for, she'll take $2 for her consolation reward. She applies it to Mozart. So now, I'm sorry, Ludwig rather. So she's fulfilled one of his secondary requirements. She's got 1 more, and she has to do the horn, or whatever she gets at the guild. In the meantime, she is going to take a specialty card of, she doesn't need the reroll, she'll take inspirational and assign a worker to it at the end of the round. My turn. So I chose Medici. He wants a percussion. I'm taking the harpsichord at the guild. So I'm going to go to the guild. And I get to go first. I am taking the harpsichord. And I get to get a resource, and I think I'm taking wood. And I will move my harpsichord to my roughing bench as a bonus. And now Alex, is she going to dig into the deck? Yes. It's going to cost her $10. It's going to cost her an apprentice that she loses permanently. But she will be able to choose a a woodwind that she needs for Ludwig. So that's what she's going to do. She's going to spend $10, lose an apprentice. She'll take the first woodwind she can get. Now she can only see the backs of the cards. So she only knows she's getting a woodwind. She doesn't know what she's getting. And the truth is, most of the woodwinds, yeah, virtually all of them are takers. She's not going to get a first chair here. But she'll take this one. And now, when you do this, you only look at the back of the cards. You take whatever you want, and then you have to return the deck face down to where it came from, undisturbed, other than for the card you took. So she'll take this card. It is an oboe. Oh, that's the one card where an instrument token will steal first chair. Oh boy, Larry's not happy about that. Oh, and she gets a resource, and she gets to move the oboe into her roughing bench. And she wants wood. And she'll put it in the roughing bench. Alex's turn. Alex will go to repair. So she's got a 4, and then Larry's 1 resolves, and then Alex's 1 resolves. So I was trying to do a woodwind repair or a percussion repair for Ludwig. There is a woodwind repair. It costs 2 wood, and I would get 2 points, and I think I'm the one that gets the discount, so it would cost me 1 wood, and it would fulfill a secondary requirement of Ludwig. So yes, I'm doing that. Okay, great. Choose a chair in the woodwinds for a repair token. I will guess I will, where am I going to put it? Putting it here is, I'm going to get I'm getting a consolation no matter where I put it. I might as well, yeah, there's no good place to put it. I'll just put it here. Take a consolation of $2. I advance on this track, the craft track, the first time. The first step allows you to rough in 2 instruments with just 1 worker. Now it's Larry's turn to repair. He needs a string repair for Medici. He's got it. He needs an animal and a wood, and I don't think he gets a discount. He does not. But he pleases Medici with that, and I gets to put a repair token in the string section. I guess he'll vie for the viola. Take a consolation in the meantime of $2. All right, Alex's turn. Now there are no cards left, so she's probably taking wood for her oboe. Yeah, she's not going to dig in the deck for a repair card. 2 wood. My turn, I can go to market, or I can end the turn. I will go to the market. So Medici, I fulfilled one of his secondary requirements. I have to build this, and I have to do perform or another repair for him. I will go to the market. Probably get a discount. I'll buy 2 animal. Oh, animal's expensive. I can afford it. I'll buy 2 animal. And I need loads of wood. I'll buy he's giving me money. I'll buy, let's buy 2 wood. And let's hire all 3 apprentices for the last round. Okay. That'll do that. Oh, I should have probably sold some metal for cash. Oh well. All right. So what do I need for this oboe? She needs 3 wood. She's got it. She needs 2 metal. She's gonna buy a metal. Is she the one that gets the metal discount? No. Well, she'll go to market. She'll buy a metal. Where are her apprentices? Oh, she gave one up. She only has 2 left. She can only afford 1. So she's going to hire 1 apprentice. Maybe she should have held off on the metal and taken both apprentices instead. But metal's cheap. All right. 1 apprentice, she'll make do. It's the end of the round. I have to choose a worker chip to assign to my reputation specialty card. I'll assign my 3. So now I replace that with my reputation specialty worker chip. Alex, in the meantime, has to assign, she took inspirational. We'll assign the 4 chip to inspirational. Okay, last round. Let's just review what just happened. I got $6 for Medici, and Alex got $4 for Ludwig. Okay. I need to work on this harpsichord. Yes, I get +1. So I'll put my 4 on my roughing bench to make it a 5. Alex needs to rough in and finish her oboe. She's got the resources she needs. But she wants to go to the balcony desperately. But it might. She'll put her 3 and her apprentice on the balcony. My turn. By hook or by crook, I gotta get the harpsichord done. I go on there. I'll put my that's a 5. And I get a +1 skill. Put my 5 on my finishing bench. I probably didn't need all the apprentices. Alex, okay, has to rough in. She'll put her she has no apprentices. She'll put her 4 on her roughing bench. Oh, I need a performance or something for Medici, don't I? A Baroque performance. So this is my reputation. This is a 3. If I did this, a 3 and 3 apprentices on perform. Okay. All right, all I need is the woodwind here. I have to go to the finishing bench. I'll put my 5 there. I need to hire an apprentice. Medici. I need a perform, which I've already done, and I need to do the harpsichord, which I'm already ready for. I can go to repair just in case. I'll go there with a 2. And Alex, oh, I should go to the balcony too, shouldn't I? I'll put on repair. And for my 1 worker, I guess I'll go to the balcony. And with Alex's 1 worker, she could perform, but she won't do well. It would give her cash. Okay, she'll go to perform. Resolution phase. Larry goes first. So he's going to perform for Medici. He's got a 6 to Alex's 1. Medici wants a Baroque performance. He needs a 9 or better. He's got a 6 going in. He just needs 3 notes. And he also got animal. He got 5 notes with a score of 11. He could bump it up to a 13 and get 3 points instead of 1. Might as well. Oh, he can also re-roll. I don't think he will. That's tricky. That 2 is pretty good. I'm going to not re-roll. I will spend 2 inspiration to make it a 13. For 3 points, $2. And a performance token in the Baroque section. I'll put it on the harpsichord. Even though I'll steal that first chair for myself, I'll still go there. I'll get $1 and a medal. Okay, so now Medici's got two of his 3 requirements fulfilled. Larry, so Alex is performing with a 1. This is just going to get her money. No chance he's going to get to an 11. She got 4, score of 5. She'll just cancel and take the cash. I mean, even if she gets a 4 here, 6, 7, she doesn't have the inspiration. She'll just cancel. She'll take the $5. Okay, Alex, who is really behind in score and is not happy about it, she's gonna go to the market. She thinks she can rough in both of her instruments. And if she can, she won't be able to finish the horn, but she could. She can't buy enough metal to finish it, but she can rough it in. She can rough it in, which means she'll get half points during endgame scoring. She'll get 3 points for it. She's going to go to the market and buy 2 metal. Does she get a discount? I don't remember. Somebody gets a discount on metal. This is either going to cost me 10 or it's going to cost me 8. Cost me 10, so it's not my discount. Okay, but that will help me. That'll help me tremendously. So now I will click done. Larry's turn. Does he have to go to the market? So he's going to get a double discount. So he needs 3 animals. He's got it. He needs 7 wood. He's got 2. He needs 1 metal. If he gets 2 discounts on wood, then he needs 5 wood. So he's going to go to the market and buy 3 wood. Hope I'm calculating right. Okay, he doesn't need the animal. He'll discard an animal. He's over his limit of 12. Okay. But now he's got what he needs to rough in and finish his. Yeah, he's all good on that. Okay, back to Alex. Alex is going to rough in both of her instruments because she advanced here, so she can rough in 2 instruments with 1 worker. So she's going to go to the roughing bench with a 4. That gives her a discount. She will rough in the natural horn for 2 metal because she's going to get a metal discount. And now she's going to rough in the oboe. And that was inspirational, so she got her 3 inspiration. Okay. Larry might as well rough in his harpsichord. He's all set. He's going to get 2 inspiration and a discount. He'll take the discount in wood. Alex's turn. She might as well finish the oboe. She's going to discount the metal. She gets 2 discounts. She only pays 1 wood to finish the oboe. That takes care of Mozart. That helps her on the score. It's 50 to 46. Oh, and she gets a specialty worker, which is of no value. Oh, this competitor would have been great. That doesn't really matter at this point. She'll just take competitor, but it's too late for her to make use of it. And I get an apprentice at the start of each round. There are no more rounds left, so much for that. Okay, Larry is finishing his harpsichord. He needs 2 animal. He got it. He needs 3 wood. He'll get a discount. 1 metal. He's all set. He's just going to take a discount on wood. And that takes care of Medici. And that was the harpsichord, so I stole first chair, and I gained, what did I get, a medal and a buck. And maybe double. I doubled the first chair. I got 2 bucks and 2 medal. And I scored 8 points for the harpsichord. No, 8 points for Medici. And 8 points for the harpsichord. I'm at 71. Ooh, Alex is in trouble. Score 1 point per completed patron. That's going to be good for 4 points for me. Okay. Alex's turn. Alex is going to go to the balcony. She gets first choice. She is going to score this award for 4 points. She really should have gotten 8 points. Boy, she has competitor too. She should have gotten competitor last round. She's not going to get, yes, she will. Oh, so I've already gotten a 2 point per instrument benefit when I completed Medici. What did I get? Oh, I got 5 points for Medici and advanced on the reputation track and got 8 points for that. 4 instrument tokens. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 2 times 4, 8 points for that. Okay, so she's going to score a public award. It's this one for 4. At this point, it doesn't matter. She'll use a purple die. Well, it doesn't matter. Yeah, it's a little too late. I think Alex has lost this game. As for my public, do I want to score a public award? I'm already there, and I can't score that. I guess I'm taking $6. Okay. So all that's left is repair. And I go first. So we're doing this for points. Oh, if I can do it. 1 animal. I can't do that. 1 wood, 2 metal. Do I get the discount? Okay, I get to repair first. No chance of doing that. I got the 2 metal. I've got 2. You can pay 2 inspiration for each resource you're missing. So I'll pay 2 inspiration for the wood that I'm missing, and I will score 4 points. And I get to put a repair token in the woodwinds. Not getting any benefit anywhere here. Oh, yeah, I get nothing for this. Just points. And some cash. And Alex, animal, she's got nothing. She gets a discount, but she can't even fulfill it. I need an animal I'm missing, 2 wood I'm missing, and a metal I've got. The 3 resources I'm missing, 2, I got 6 inspiration. I can pay inspiration for them, so I can get 4 points. And I get a discount, so I'll take a discount on wood. And I got a chair in the percussion section. Oh, I'm going to steal first chair up here. Nice. And the game's over. And I won 92 to 83. So this is how endgame scoring works. I ended the game with 75 points. You get points for the number of first chairs you have. So I apparently have a first chair there, a first chair there, and a first chair there. So wait a minute. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 first chairs. And you can see that for 5 first chairs, you get 3 points. So I got 3 points for my 5 first chairs. Medici was 1 point per completed patron. Remember, I had 4 completed patrons, so 4 points. My first goal was Baroque performances. Apparently, I got 2. One, 2, worth 3 points. My second goal was woodwind repairs. I've got 1, 2, and that scored me 3 points. Specialty workers, you get 1 per specialty worker. I got 2 points for my 2 specialty workers. And you take, for leftovers, you take all of your resources, add in your all of your resources, all of your inspiration, and just enough money so that you've got a multiple of 10, and you get 1 point for every 10, and whatever money you had left over, you save it in case you have to break the tie at the end of the game. So I had 20 leftovers, so I get 2 points, 1 point for every 10. So that got me to 92. Alex ended the game with 62 points. She had 6 first chairs as opposed to my 5. So that was good for 6 points. You get half points for anything left on your finishing bench. Alex left that horn, remember? And she got half, that's 6. So you got 3 points for that. Wind instruments, her first goal. She had 3. She got 6 points for 1, 2, 3 wind instruments. She got the horn, the oboe, and the clarinet. Patrons from different eras. She had 2 patrons from different eras. She got 3 points. 2 points for her specialty worker, so she did get something for that specialty worker. Unfortunately, she really needed to get to the balcony in round 5, not round 6. And the score ended 92 to 83. She had 10 leftovers. She got 1 point for that.